Well, Eddie George, a former Bears head coach candidate that didn't get it clearly because of Ben Johnson, spilled some of the beans about what the Bears draft plans are this upcoming offseason, along with talking about two players that are on the Bears' eye. And also, is Ashton GT still a possibility at number 10? I'm here to break it all down for you guys. But hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year. Chicago Bears, here we go. If you do not want the Bears to draft a running back at number 10, I don't think we should. I think we have much bigger needs that hit the like button on this video. This draft is also full of running backs that we can go out and get. And on top of it, too, with liking it, comment which running back you want in the NFL draft, whether it's discussed in this video or just in general. But let's get into the news of today. So, Eddie George, who interviewed for the Chicago Bears head coaching position this past offseason, spilled the beans in a recent interview that the Chicago Bears discussed how they want a running back and want one early in this upcoming 2020 NFL draft. Now, it seems pretty exciting because it kind of gives some direction of what's going to go on in the running back room, but you obviously don't want those plans to be given up because if the Bears try to trade up or trade back or anything like that, teams might not be willing to give as much of a haul. So Eddie George, current Tennessee State's head coach who interviewed with the Bears, said, quote, "When I interviewed with the Bears, we talked about our personnel and needs, and both Queenshan Junkins and Trayon Henderson's names are on their board." So Eddie George, spill the beans right there. Thanks a lot for that, Eddie. That's why also you probably didn't get the head coaching job. Just kidding with Ben Johnson's number one guy. No matter what, it's the matter of the fact that the Bears are going to be aggressive in addressing this running back room, which currently has DeAndre Swift, Rand Johnson, and Travis Homer. Now, Travis Homer is already rumored to be a cash cap casualty this upcoming. That was a mouthful, by the way. He's going to be a cap casualty this upcoming offseason with a $2.1 million cap hit if the Bears has cut him before June 1st, which Z gives the Bears a decent amount of change in order to resign maybe two depth guys, or even go out and get a different running back, or use that money to pay your rookie running back. So he spills the beans on that one. But two exciting players that he talked about in that video, and that is running back Keen Junkins, who is currently a part of Ohio State, played for Ole Miss a few years back, and transferred over to Ohio State to become part of their national championship team. This past year, he has 45 flipping touchdowns in the last 3 seasons in college, which is insanely impressive. And I can see why he has some pretty high draft stock currently projected in the third round. At the moment, we'll get into that in a little bit. But this guy ripped it up at both Ole Miss and Ohio State. So back in 2022 with Ole Miss, he had 275 carries for over 1,500 rushing yards, which is 5.7 yards per carry, along with 16 rushing touchdowns in a total of almost 1,700 yards from scrimmage. Ed, then in 2023, his last year with Ole Miss, he had 271 rushes, was a little bit shorter on that one, 400 less yards, 4.3 yards per carry, but he did have 15 rushing touchdowns, but overall did not get the yardage from scrimmage that he had, and only had a little above 1,300 transfers over to Ohio State in 2024. Even lower numbers, but less attempts, higher yard. Per carry average, almost the same amount of touchdowns, and overall had a little over 1,200 yards from scrimmage. Now a solid player to say the least. I mean, he's big, standing at 6 feet, 214 pounds, has a lot of speed, great elusiveness, great footwork, but that's about it from the backfield. Not really known for his blocking ability, along with not really known for his receiving ability. And in Ben Johnson's offense, you need to be able to do it all. I mean, I think every running back needs to be able to do it all, but specifically in this offense, definitely. Someone that needs to be considered, now taking him in the third, is not a bad option either. But there are other candidates out there that could be in the fourth, or there's other higher candidates that the Bears could have their eye on, considering they have 2 second-round picks, and we'll see what they do in free agency, as there's no really free agent running backs this upcoming year. But overall, from this 6', 219 pounds kid, obviously packs a punch. He has good speed, which makes him tough to stop, and again, good footwork. So he could be a really good, strict, fast running back for this team. He'd be the biggest in the room, by the way. He'd be the tallest and the heaviest both. He's slightly bigger than Rand Johnson, but at the end of the day, using a 72nd pick on him, which the Bears currently have, and that's where he's projected at the moment, kind of H.